Welcome once again to Heart of a Shepherd. We are continuing our study in the book of Proverbs. Today's chapter reading, chapter 19. Now, I've titled the devotional, A Call for Restraint in a Day of Road Rage. Well, we are continuing our chronological study, and our focus in this chapter will be verses 11 and 12. Well, let's talk about the anger and the malice and the bitterness of our day. You know, road rage, unprovoked assaults, and the relentless pursuit of revenge have become widespread in society. Small disagreements often escalate into fights that not only harm egos, but sometimes leave lasting scars and injuries. In Proverbs 19 and verse 11 and 12, King Solomon advises his son to practice restraint and discernment when confronting an offense. Now, understanding that a king holds the power of life and death, it was essential for the young prince to learn self-control when faced with another man's angry response. We read in Proverbs 19 and verse 11, the discretion, literally the wisdom or the discernment of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory, that is the patient man's glory, to pass over, literally to overlook a transgression, that is another man's sin. Proverbs 19 and 11 can be summarized with the principle, act, don't react. Now, a wise person will control his emotions and bridle his tongue, recognizing that untimely words can ignite a volatile, combative individual. Wisdom and goodwill do not respond in kind or manner when provoked. It is truly the honor and the glory of good men to overlook the sinful ways and the provocations of others. Well, continuing the lesson on handling an angry man's tendency, Solomon advised his son that wise men seek and earn a leader's favor in verse 12. Now we read, the king's wrath, literally his indignation, the king's wrath is as the roaring or the growling of a lion. But the king's favor, that is his goodwill, is as dew upon the grass. Well, like the roar of a lion, a king's wrath instills fear and anxiety in his subjects. However, the king's pleasure refreshes and comforts the soul like the morning dew revitalizes the grass. Wise men and women approach leaders with humility, understanding that they hold the power to bestow blessings or carry out judgment. Well, Paul advised first century believers in these words, Romans 13 and verse 7, render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. And so I conclude today's devotional with this thought. Hold your tongue when you're tempted to speak impulsively, as a bit of restraint can save you from a lot of heartache. Well, what a wonderful advice we receive from Solomon. Though penning this devotional or these words in Proverbs nearly 3,000 years ago, and all the application, though, is still true today. God bless, and bye-bye.